Most people's biggest fear on a roller coaster is the restraint system failing in some way. Today we will be analyzing a video by someone who claims to have experienced exactly that. TikToker Sammy Quinn visited Six Flags Great Adventure and rode the roller coaster El Toro. She posted a video about her experience that has recently gone viral. Today we'll be looking at her story and providing context to better understand what is being claimed so you can decide for yourself if she's being truthful.
So I'm at Six Flags Great Adventure in New Jersey with my friends, and we go on a roller coaster. That's what you do, right, at Six Flags. And midway through the ride, the restraint that is holding you down in the roller coaster, so you don't die, it completely pops up.
So roller coasters use a variety of different types of restraints to secure riders. I have explained the different features and differences between these restraints in a different video that you can see here. But for a brief review, the restraints on El Toro are hydraulic, meaning they use a pair of hydraulic solenoids to keep the lap bar in place. These are the same type of solenoid that are used on aircraft to raise air brakes. Needless to say, they are extremely strong, and two are used on each and every lap bar. These are some of the strongest restraints in the industry, and the chance of both solenoids failing is extremely unlikely, though it is technically possible. There's also no way to unlock these solenoids without an electrical signal being given directly to the train. This can only be done in the station or with the use of a specifically designed battery pack. It should also be noted that El Toro features a seatbelt to act as both a measuring device for larger riders and as a secondary restraint in case of double solenoid failure.
So I'm flipping out, and now I think I'm going to die. I'm on a roller coaster and I have nothing to hold me down. I am holding on to the restraint, pushing it down. The person next to me is holding down the restraint and pushing it down. The ride comes to a stop. I thankfully it wasn't going like upside down at the time, so I didn't die.
This is a very minor point, but the ride that this is claimed to have happened on does not go upside down. Am I being too picky? Possibly, and maybe this was just added for drama, but I do feel this is important to note when considering the overall credibility of these claims.
I get off the ride, I tell the attendant, I'm like, hey, while I was on the ride, my restraint almost completely popped up and I had to hold it down so I didn't die. She goes, oh, I'm sorry. So I stand there waiting for a second because, I was expecting her to say something else besides sorry. And so I'm like, well, now what do I do? And she goes, well, the exit's that way.
Now I can't speak to the training employed at Great Adventure as I'm just simply not familiar with it. However, I can say with confidence that this would not be the proper way to handle this situation. The proper way to handle this type of situation as the ride operator or supervisor would be to actually look at the lap bar in the seat the rider was in and check the lap bar. Then, depending on park and manufacturer guidelines, they could make the determination to tie off the seat, take the train off, or close the ride. While I personally feel this whole story feels a bit off, I can see the ride operator who knows about the safety features that we discussed earlier in this video, hearing riders say this to them on a somewhat frequent basis, and starting to dismiss them like Sammy claims in this video.
So I now have PTSD and I am terrified. We'll never go on a roller coaster again in my entire life. I went to guest relations to complain, and my life is worth a snack voucher for Dippin' Dots.
Now here I think guest relations did exactly what I would have done in this kind of situation. They obviously don't know exactly what happened, but they also don't want to doubt the guest, especially directly in front of them. So they gave them something that was not ride related to help improve the day by letting them enjoy other aspects of the park. Just exactly like textbook perfect guest services. Great job.
So there you go. I'll be enjoying these later.
Alright, so what do you guys think of this story? I know a lot of people in the roller coaster community have been saying that this story is all made up, but personally I can see some aspects of it being true. I feel that given what we know about the restraints on the ride and the fact no other guests reported any issues, that the restraint did not fail in any way. Possibly Sammy confused the roughness of the ride with the restraint moving in some way. Personally, I can completely see the story with the ride operator taking place, though that doesn't mean the team member didn't follow proper procedure after talking to Sammy and investigating the claimed malfunction. I also think guest relations handled the situation masterfully considering the limited information they were given. But that's just my opinion, based on my industry experience. What do you guys think actually happened? Did Sammy handle this situation correctly? Is anything she's saying true? Let me know what you think in the comments. Hopefully you enjoyed the first episode of Theme Park Nonsense, and if you have a video you want to see reacted to in this series, please submit it to the link in the description. As always, thanks for watching, and see you next time.